Okay, so today I'll be looking at Frontiers of Pandora for the first time. So what do I know about this game? Pretty much nothing. I didn't even know it was coming out, I guess, ahead of its release. I just saw like a trailer for it maybe a couple weeks before it came out. And I was like, oh, that actually looks pretty good. Like, unlike the one that came out in 2009 that a lot of people chat on, which interestingly, they're both made by Ubisoft, though, still. And I never played that one either. In fact, I was almost going to try to play that one first before I play this just because it would have been like I'm always OCD about like playing stuff in a particular order that it came out, just to see like how it changes and improves, or even for the story. Although I don't know how much that's really going to be important here, but or how much is going to borrow from the movies or whatever. I have no idea. Yeah, what's interesting is it's first of all not on Steam. So I went on the Epic Games launcher. Apparently, you can get it there, or you can get it on Ubisoft directly. And even when you get it on the Epic Games launcher, you have to use a fucking connect like your Ubisoft account or whatever. So I probably made that when I did my first playthrough of The Division not too long ago, a couple months ago. So normally this sort of breaks my tradition. First of all, normally I don't like to play games right when they come out, and I was even going to do it the day like that week right when it came out on Saturday, because Saturday is my day when I do stuff like this, just play like random stuff. But that's like not part of my main series. But this sort of is an exception, just for whatever reason I felt like doing this. But normally I don't play games right when they come out. Just for whatever reason I don't like it, or I like to anticipate it a little bit. And so what else? And mainly the point of this format is actually the opposite of that. Why would you play something that first came out? You want to play something that's about to go offline that you won't be able to play anymore, like something that's going to get delisted, which I guess the original one of this did get delisted. You have to find it, whatever, physical copy, or it's like a whole pain to do. So who even cares? They should always use an opportunity like this to re-release the other game too, since it is also Ubisoft. Like for $10 extra, you get that added on to this one or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know anything about really either of the games aside from the fact that that one wasn't very well received. This one presumably is at least a lot better. And the problem with this kind of thing too is that if it's like a short session, which this probably is going to be, and a game like this is going to be very like story heavy, I imagine, or at least at the beginning, despite being open world probably too, is you could spend the first hour, 2 hours, which might be all you have that time, just getting through the tutorial, because I'm not going to want to rush through it either, or whatever, the cutscenes in the story that can be so common. Like, I'm trying to think, even like Zelda games, which you don't really think of story games, can sometimes be like that. I remember a Skyward Sword, it takes like 3 or 4 hours before you actually get to the first temple, or Twilight Princess. So like just like these really long drawn out openings before you really get into any sort of gameplay. And so Ubisoft in general, I don't really dislike, but they sort of did themselves a disservice, I guess, a little bit by, they sort of rehash. They'd make a good game and then they'd rehash it over and over and over and make so many that feels like clones of it. Like Far Cry 3 was a big hit, so then they make 4 and Primal and this and that, and they don't really feel all that different. It feels like they're just sort of milking it. So I like their design philosophies because it's very, they understand the whole open world appeal, and just they have a lot of side quests and missions and replay value and things like that. So for someone like me, it's good because you kind of just derp around, but it lacks maybe that higher level cohesion, or something that like a Bethesda game might have, or something like that. Although I guess the trade-off is that you get a lot more from Ubisoft, because Bethesda will make like one game every 6-10 years or some stupid thing. They've become more of a publisher than like they did the Doom game, but I don't think they developed it. They just were kind of behind it. So they've been focusing more on stuff like that, I guess. And, Elder Scrolls Legends or Elder Scrolls Online, which again, they didn't make them directly, but they're kind of just dishing out their IP. So I also like to use these type of things as an opportunity to rehash like old takes or whatever, being the ex-film critic that I am or whatever. So like when I played the Harry Potter game, Hogwarts Legacy, I did, and that was actually a hilarious intro too. I did like a whole thing on the like cancel culture discussion at the beginning. That's like my old school self with my debate format and all that, where I went into a whole thing like that for an hour before I even started playing the game. And then the other one was just like, or it would also encourage me to, sort of give some of my thoughts back on some of the movies, because when else do you really have an opportunity to do that? I'm not going to make a video like, oh, I'm going to re-review Sorcerer's Stone in 2023. Like, why would I do that? But it's a good excuse to go into it, just because I've only even seen the first 2 movies, but to whatever extent, like there were a couple good takes in there actually. Like the game theory element, like at the end where I've only seen Sorcerer's Stone, or I guess the Philosopher's Stone is what it was originally called, but that was considered too it doesn't sound cool or badass enough for the Western market, so they made it into the Sorcerer's Stone. I wonder if the movie was still released as the Philosopher's Stone in the UK, or just in Europe in general, or I don't know. Or like whenever you say Philosopher's Stone, then you think of Full Metal Alchemist too. That's such a big plot point there. Um, but no, like how there might be some later explanation, like oh, Voldemort can't kill Harry for whatever reason, but because his parents did something. But in and of itself, it's like oh, he touches the stone, and the stone is supposed to turn human flesh into sand or whatever, like Dumbledore says earlier. But then instead they say, oh no, it's just the power of love. They could have just used the stone in a game theory sense to explain that, and I feel like it works better in and of itself at least, instead of just copying out with some stupid thing like oh, it's the power of love. And then what was the other thing? Like I can't remember. There were at least like two good things that I rehashed in that. There's the game theory element, and then the oh yeah, like just the fact that in the movie, I forget actually how it works in the book, but in the first movie, he doesn't cast like a single spell in the movie, aside from like by accident or like riding his broom. But when you look at Harry's entire experience at Hogwarts, he doesn't even cast a single spell on screen, at least. Presumably he must be, but like, so he manages to get through it. So he has this innate magical talent, but it's sort of raw and untrained. So he doesn't really, there's such a temptation, like, oh, look at this wizarding prodigy, but he doesn't even cast a single spell. So there's a great amount of like restraint from the direction to do that. Right, even Emma Watson seems better than him at using magic, just whatever, Leviosa and shit. Or like everybody has their specialty where like she's doing that and he can ride around on the broom better and stuff. So yeah, this will give me a good opportunity to look back at the first two Avatar movies. Why not? This may as well be a just chatting stream. So that was back when I was actually doing reviews like regularly, when the first one came out. So I remember the morning after I saw it and then I reviewed it, I gave it like 4 stars out of 5, the original Avatar. And basically I said something like, or that was my title for the article. So if anybody's used this since, it's totally stolen from me, because I said this immediately and it's a good line. Like Dances with Wolves in Space, just like this game could be like Horizon Zero Dawn with guns, or with whatever, with Smurfs, because you immediately think of that because of the sort of low-tech vibe, how you're using bows and all this old sort of primitive sort of weaponry combined with whatever new age technology and the stuff with the humans and the mechs and whatever crazy stuff going on. So it's a kind of a similar universe as the Horizon Zero Dawn games. Or who needs Horizon Zero Dawn when you have this? All these could have been potential titles that I used. Or what was the other one? Like, yeah, if I was going to play the other one, I would have put the 2009 game. I would have said, we have Avatar at home, the Avatar game at home, Avatar game at home. It would be that instead of this, obviously. But no, I unironically did want to try that. A lot of the time when I hear negative stuff about a game, then I go to play it. Then I end up actually liking it, like Anthem. Right? So either it's like you're kind of lowering your expectations somehow, or you're just being kind of more objective, which I do tend to be. So yeah, the first movie generally I gave 4 out of 5 stars. It was good. What specifically could I mean, I've obviously seen both of them, but then again, who hasn't? Everyone must have seen them like fucking 5 times for them to be, to make as much as they have. So neither of them are bad, but there was like a lot of contrarian hate for the first one. That's like, oh, everybody, would hate on it over time just because of how popular it was. So I wouldn't be in that group. I even would have defended it. Like, it's a good movie. It's not great. But yeah, that was the one maybe lacking, that it's like Dances with Wolves in Space, is that you get sort of the Pocahontas story. It's sort of a cliche thing that we've seen in fiction. But I think the one strength of the first movie over the second one, and the reason why I was much more critical of the second, I still gave it 3 stars, but it was very borderline, like, it was a big missed opportunity. The thing that the first movie does that's impressive, despite the overall plot not being that original, is that it introduces the whole universe to us. So all the characters are fresh, all the environments, Pandora itself, all that's being introduced as a new IP, as a new story, right? We've never seen that before, specifically. So even if the plot then becomes a little bit like, okay, we've been there, done that, it's fine, because it can get away with that a little bit. The crime that the second movie commits that's major is that it basically does the same thing again. It copies the plot of the first movie without even the Dances with Wolves sort of betrayal element, and it only has the humans are attacking again, just like the first movie, and it's the same villain again, which I thought that was a big mistake. This is like spoilers for the second movie if you haven't seen it, but not only do they recycle Quaritch from the first movie to the second, but they're going to recycle him again from the second movie to the third because he survives at the end. So they're literally trying to turn him into like a Darth Vader type of dude, like just where he's going to be there for the whole trilogy of movies at least, and then he's going to sacrifice himself for his son or whatever and have a change of heart. Like, they didn't need to do that. They should have just come up with a fresh villain for this one and just let Quaritch die off. He wasn't that great of a character. I know some people like him, but he didn't need more than one movie, so that feels really rehashed. So they rehashed that. They rehashed the other, whatever, his little henchman. So that at the beginning right away was such a boring, lazy, stupid decision that I was pissed as I was watching it. Like, literally, if it was like a face cam reaction to a movie, you could see the person's eyes roll there, like that they're actually gonna recycle Quaritch, and then they don't even kill him off in that movie either. You've had the villain of the first two movies be basically beaten at the end of both, but still he's alive and he's gonna keep going. And then what else? Like, the script for the second movie is very not ambitious, right? They had, and it might be unfair to judge it this way, but even in and of itself, like, the pitfalls of the first movie, again, the lack of originality with the plot is at least excused a little bit by the originality of the universe and the world and things like that. The problem with the second movie is that basically it rehashes the plot of the first movie, but now you can't get away with that as much, right? Like, oh, now we're not seeing Pandora for the first time because we've already seen it in the first movie. So what's new? Oh, we go to the water. Did you know Pandora has water now? So what is the next movie going to be? Oh, Pandora has a volcano and we'll go to the Fire Clan and something like that. And the old joke with the other, it's almost going to turn into a joke on the Avatar Last Airbender series, like, we have all these different clans, the water clan, the fire clan, all this kind of thing. But it's just, they rehashed the first movie, which again was not too original to begin with. And then they rehashed the villain. They rehashed basically the plot and the conflict. So what they basically did, if you really think about it, is they played it safe. They have better plot points, like the Fire Clan is going to be involved in the next movie and other, internal strife of the planet, and then somehow the humans are going to end up helping them or whatever, at least Quaritch or something like that. But the point is that they held all that stuff back. There's like some foreshadowing going on with Kiri, which I think they should have developed that a little bit more to show that there's some other threat or conflict going on besides just, the humans again. Like, that's not enough, especially when you know that there's going to be so many movies. So you could say it's unfair to hold that against it, just that there's going to be more, or that that they had so much time to work on it. But yeah, they had from 2009 to 2022, whatever, right, to make this, to write it. And so what happens is they're just super lazy. They just rehash it and play it safe, either because they're like, oh, the first one was so successful, let's just do it again, or because it was so successful that people are going to see it no matter what. And I guess they were right about that. It made no, I don't think it made more than the first one, but it made a lot either way. So yeah, they were playing it safe. Now they'll hold back their best ideas for the third movie because they have to bring us something different, or they'll rehash the thing again. And it feels like so predictable where it's going to go with the betrayal and the whatever. Quaritch is going to have his own little Dances with Wolves mini fucking betrayal thing. So yeah, they rehashed that. So the script is very not ambitious. So that's a movie that more so relies on its effects and relies on the visuals and all that, which are still good, but maybe they're not as ahead of their time as you would feel like they were in the original one. And yeah, this game's gonna break my computer if it's in keeping with my gaming laptop, if it's in keeping with the exceptional visual quality, obviously, of the movies. So you had a fucking 3D VR type of experience with this, which actually would be pretty fitting. Yeah, see, even stuff like this, I try not to read because it might spoil, like, how this, whatever, some mechanics is gonna work. Fucking reading tooltips. What else did I say with that? I made like a little video of it too, just in tradition, even though I haven't normally been doing that for movies, or I normally don't even watch movies anymore. I did like one for Megan and I did one for that. Those are like the only two movies I saw in a theater in like the last year. And so the point is that it was like December of last year, right, that it came out, or that I saw it, Avatar. So the point is that, what is this? After watching something, which recommend me your streams? Interesting. Zepla HQ, MTQ Capture, Arthar's Savix, Matsui Zekai, Asmongold, Setsuko, Shofu. I guess it's because I play WoW so much or Blizzard related games. That's interesting. Or yeah, like whenever I play chess, people will say like similar creators to you, and it says like Hikaru, and it says Benjamin Feingold. It's like, dude, I'm not a grandmaster. I'm just some random dude playing at 1200. But I guess just because I stream chess so much at that point, they're literally like putting me in a comparison with these fucking 2500 rated players. But yeah, so they couldn't get away with just the environment aspect of, oh, well, we're just showing off the water. Like, that's not enough to justify a movie. Then they'll say, okay, we'll show off a volcano or a mountain. And then the fourth movie will be, let's show off some other, just like different environments in each one. And again, no new villain, no new things like that. So again, the script was playing it very safe. And that's the problem too. They're not even foreshadowing necessarily what's going to happen in the next movie properly. Like, oh, it's going to be the Fire Clan, but they didn't mention anything about that. They should have at least said, like, oh, we have enough on our hands with the Fire Clan battle going on. Like, the water people can say that. And even though you might not see them in the movie, that at least foreshadows, okay, we know that's going to be a conflict coming up. But instead, no, it's just focused completely on the humans again, which is kind of boring. So yeah, that at least is, I think those takes will age pretty well if they haven't already, that people, obviously saw the movie and obviously seem to have liked it, but those things would at least be, I think, fair. And you'll even see proof of that in the third movie, that it won't be anything like that. They will come up with good ideas. So it's like they probably wrote the script for the third movie and are like, or for the second movie, and they're like, oh, these ideas are too good. Let's just save them because we know that this one's going to be a guaranteed cash grab. Okay, so let's just go in here, and it will be first playthrough permadeath, like everything I do. I don't think I'll even get too far, or we'll just get through the story stuff. So it's just going to be like you're some generic random Navi probably, and you get to whatever, just wander around and do shit, because I don't know how it could really factor into the story too much. Or maybe the good way to do it would be like the prequel, like a prequel to the storyline. Like you're a Navi in the old days when there was some conflict between different tribes and stuff. So it would have been before the humans are ever even there. Input layout, vibration sensitivity, vertical look. Combat challenge affects the incoming and outgoing damage against the RDA. Defines the amount of UI guidance, guided exploration. I don't know what that really means though. I guess exploration would just have less. Yeah, obviously we have to do that. Yeah, they'll turn it into a first-person shooter, or even that element's a little bit boring. Like for all the tribal weaponry and primitive stuff, it does kind of feel like, it comes down to just a gunfight at the end. So that's what's hilarious. James Cameron even said something like that. Oh, I cut out like 10 minutes of gunfighting because gunfighting is bad. Also, the whole latter half of the movie is just a lot of gunfighting anyway. Like they could have come up with something a little more interesting visually to show that. Like it is very low tech in that sense, so it doesn't feel any different than like a run of the mill type of military type of environment. They don't really have like super, like laser weapons or anything crazy like that. You can change this option at any point in the game. That is kind of a unique option, the exploration thing. Most games don't have that. Yeah, I wonder if this actually does have some sort of VR version, because it almost seems fitting with the whole emphasis on the visuals and the 3D aspect. Seems like you can play in third person though, the way they show it in the screenshots and stuff. Hopefully you can do both. Yeah, it's interesting that Ubisoft managed to maintain their monopoly over the series despite the first one not being that well received. You would think, everybody's chat on that, so you give somebody else a chance, but massive entertainment, Ubisoft. Yeah, are you gonna get copyright for the music if they use music from the movie or something? And this really makes me want to try the first game just to see what it's like. I bet I would like it too. Even if it's not an open world game, I would turn it into one because I always just wander around and do random stuff. I really hope it just lets you get into the gameplay, and then we can always do the story and shit later. So many games don't do that. Like, Red Dead 2 took me forever to get through the tutorial, to the finally getting to the open world part, where you're just riding on the wagon for like an hour and there's nothing to even worry about, and like it's just a very scripted thing just to give the characters a chance to talk, basically. And unironically, my computer might have some issue doing this because it's 2146, 8 years before the Battle of Hallelujah Mountains. So is it going to be like a prequel inside the Ambassador Program residential school for Navi children?
Good morning. Let's review the Ambassador Program. When the RDA discovered Pandora...
You can't discover something that was there all along.
Harvey, when we say discovered, we mean it was the first time humans came here. When we arrived, we realized that this was an opportunity to create beneficial relationships with the indigenous peoples. We created avatars like mine to help create relationships with the Na'vi. And when you graduate, it'll be your job as ambassadors to reach out to the Na'vi clans and to help us to create those alliances. Can anyone tell me how that can be done?
The RDA can share their medicines, technologies, and knowledge.
That's absolutely correct, Taylor.
Director Mercer, we have been going over TAP's mission as you requested.
Why would Na'vi want to have alliances with you?
Harvey.
Alma. You have no idea what life is like out there, Ahari. It's savage. We found you as children after your clan abandoned you. We have given you a future. A purpose.
Our clan would never have abandoned us. Built up on its land.
I allowed you to keep that dirty trinket under the condition it remained in your bunk. Hand it over.
It was our mother's. It's not a dirty trinket. You don't even know what a song chord is.
Ari, it's just a broken string. I know this is difficult for you, but you have to accept that your mother abandoned you.
Liar!
You all know the rules. No physical contact. No dinner for any of you.
Director Mercer, sir!
Manor, tit enzi. Aungangahu, tam.
Satwilunit solanimun. Satona folaungat kamalunge. You're supposed to be speaking English on base. When you cry out at night, Telan, you cry out in Na'vi!
Why do you always take Mercer's side?
Director Mercer saved us!
Talon, they took us from our families. We are saplings cut from our roots. We may not remember where we're from, but we can still grow out there on Pandora.
I can't even remember the words of our clan songs anymore.
We can sing them even without words. We can't let them strip the Na'vi out of us. We have to do something before it's too late. We are stronger than them now. I felt it in the classroom with Mercer. We can end this tonight. I have an idea. Sauna kanna kelku. Good job, Daylan. Now we have to hurry. We only have a few minutes breathing the air before we're going to need masks.
We found them.
I'm very disappointed in you. We have given you this privileged life, and you want to throw it all away.
We don't want your privileged life. We belong out there.
No, you belong to us! You cannot fathom how much we have invested in you. Hmm? We saved you, gave you a home, an identity.
We already had an identity. We are not these.
No! You are what I made you!
Yeah, you are.
We may not remember the words,
Yeah.
but we can still sing the songs of our people.
Stop singing. I said shut up! Stop singing!
We are going home. Aunga kanna kelku.
I'm warning you, Harry. Not another step!
Sauma Daylan. Wankiwana kelku.
Stop right there!
What did you do? No, no, no!
That's usually a good story explanation for like why they wouldn't just kill you at random times though normally, like, you know, because they've invested so much in you, so okay, they don't want to just waste their investment by killing you. Even as they just do there, but at least you were pissing them off. 8 years later, Tark, Makto, and the Omatakaya are rising against the RDA. I wonder how they come up with the language either. Like, is it... I don't know. It's like a mix of real-world languages or something,
So
but...
today we will continue our talk about Earth economics and the laws of supply and demand.
Why do we have to use human weapons?
Nor, we've been over this. Pandora is a very dangerous place.
But we've hardly seen Pandora. How do we know what we're protecting ourselves against?
Cortez, I need to talk to you over here, now. Look, orders have come down from Hell's Gate. We are being evacuated from Pandora. I need you to grab your stuff before the panic starts.
What?
Look, we have lost Pandora. Some Avatar driver named Jake Sully went full native, turned the Na'vi on us. That's why you can't trust any of them. I need you to get your stuff together and get back in your own damn body now. Puppet show is over.
Okay, everyone, collect your things.
Hey, Cortez, I will handle this. You need to go.
Why
You
even
know what to do.
tell her what to do if you're just gonna make her leave anyway? Then just say, let's just leave. Let's go eat lunch. Fuck. So this is like right when Sully's doing what he is. You'll end up... I wonder then if you'll actually end up interacting with him somehow or something. Oh, that makes it too easy though. Then you just get rescued.
We've got this one chance. Come on. Get in.
What are you doing?
You'll be safe here.
Is Mercer leaving us? We are no longer of use to him. No, I won't believe it.
Hurry, you need to hide.
Let us go. We can take them. We can escape to Pandora.
There are soldiers everywhere. You won't make a single step.
This is our chance to be free.
This is your only chance to survive.
What about you?
You're just gonna go to sleep. For a little while. It won't be long, okay?
Or why did they even say you would need masks if it's on Pandora anyway? Like they're saying, oh, if we go outside, we'll need masks, but that's not true.
You helped me before. I'll help you now.
You helped me before, I'll help you now.
You helped me before. I'll help you now.
Fuck. Why is it saying that when I'm? Why is it saying that on the body type?
You helped me before.
Okay, face.
I'll help you now.
Or yeah, they're not allowed to say male or female anymore in games, like how Blizzard even does that in WoW or whatever. Yeah, I did. How about you? Let's see. Like, they'll have to say body type 1 or 2, but then how come there's only 2 body types? That's still discriminatory against every single other one. Let's see. I don't really care too much how we look. But it must be third person if they're placing such an emphasis on it. There's not really all that much customization, too. I feel like having no hair is kind of fitting, like you're some sort of a military type. But you can't even choose to do that. Like, hair just gets in the way, kind of. Can't even hardly tell the difference in those colors. Doesn't really matter. Skin. Oh, I do like those bioluminescent things, although they might just be a dead giveaway in terms of kind of like that blue color. Skin pattern. Kind of hard to even tell some of the differences. I guess you could probably zoom in. Yeah, literally that between the story, the intro, the character creation, my intro, you know, that ends up being like fucking the whole time, which is not really a fault of the game or anything. It's just a fault, or even a fault of my style. It's just more a fault of how I don't have as much time as I should. That was always like the equalizing factor. I could derp around or take my time as much as I want in a game and nobody could complain because I would play like 6 hours a day or, you know, do like these super long sessions. But now I can't really do that, so it kind of stands out maybe a bit more. Like I played this game for the first time. Also, I literally did nothing in it. It would be like if I uploaded it to YouTube or something. Like, what did you do? You just fucking made the character and that was it or something. Or at least we'll get to the open world part maybe if that's... I don't really get the bioluminescent thing. It's not really standing out. Whatever, I can't really tell.
You helped me before. I'll help you now. Stay where you're needed.
You helped me before. I'll help you now. Stay where you're needed.
I wonder if that guy's going to supposedly be Mercer, like the big villain of the game, even though he seems like he's just running away. Or he might just die in all the chaos of... I don't really remember if any of this would actually be borrowing from the movie. Like, it's mostly just... whatever, like it's happening at the same time. Which I almost would have rather have been in that 8-year before period, just like a prequel. Or even before the humans came. Maybe that's how the other game was, although I kind of doubt it. What did I get? Nothing really. If this game looks good, I might get it. What happened so far? Basically, you're just like at a base and you're getting... whatever, you're like being indoctrinated by the humans, like you've been kidnapped or whatever, and you're like going to school there, and then now the whole events of the first movie are happening, where Sully's rebelling, so everybody's evacuating, and you're using that chance to escape.
You helped me before. I'll help you now. Stay.
Yeah, we'll be a female character. We'll role play as my favorite character from the movies, which is obviously the one whose name I can't even say, like Netiri or something. I don't even remember, but I always just call him Jake's wife, where she's always just badass in like every scene she's in and always fucking blowing up helicopters with her bow or something.
You helped me before.
You helped me before.
You can have this voice with this body type.
Me before, I'll help you now.
I don't know what that one's even supposed to be.
Before, I'll help you now. Stay where you're needed.
Hide clothes, don't mind if I do. Shit. Or yeah, they could have made an MMO out of this, like fucking 2 factions. One is the humans, one is the Na'vi, and it could be all different classes and stuff. I know who you're talking about. I got a new 4K monitor that I have paid for, which is good. Now, why would you think they wouldn't fuck with these things?
All of you. What's going on? What happened?
Been asleep for a while. A long, long while.
Must you prod at them like this? If they can walk, they can walk. The rest we have to leave.
But the RDA left, didn't they? And you left us here.
The Sky people have returned, Sarentu.
Sarentu. No one has ever called me that.
That is your clan. And a mighty one at that. We thought you were lost to this world, but this Dreamwalker thought to lock you up in a box instead.
I'll explain when we get back. But for now, you take it easy. Your body's still waking up.
So now is this going to be the second movie? Like when they're saying the humans came back? Huh. So that's when they were evacuating because they lost, I guess, or as they were losing.
Make it? I'm here. Nord and Daylan too. We're safe.
We're getting out. At last. It's really happening. We're all getting out. Together.
Oh, why does it look so different in here? Can we hurry things up? RDA are en route. You can have your reunion later.
Come, eat. You will need your strength.
We found rations in the canteen. There's probably more. I think there's more.
There's always like, or it's nice to see this from their perspective, how giant you really feel. I feel like not all of them are always shown as being this big. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all the adults are like that. You don't always see them, you know, right next to humans to be able to determine that. But no, it's basically like the joke that, you know, the second movie,
These people. Mercer's people.
Is Mercer here too?
No. These are friends. We're gonna get you out of here, alright?
like, I heard you like blue people, so we took the blue people and had them fight blue people while also helping blue people. Like, we meet the new, like, the first movie was, you know, the Avatar, okay, they're all blue, not to whatever, but then the second movie, let's introduce some more blue people, like by the ocean, the water people, who look a little bit different, I guess, and then we're gonna make the human enemies also blue people, because, you know, we're gonna turn Quaritch and his crew into them as well. So it becomes so confusing that maybe you can barely tell them apart. I certainly had trouble doing that with the kids, like whatever, the brothers and stuff. Like, it's very hard to keep track of them between their names, between the whatever. So despite how good visually maybe the movies look, maybe they could have made them look a little more distinct somehow. Give them like one or two features that is like really like, oh, you know, she has that one scar, or she has something that makes her stand out maybe a little more. Yeah, at best we'll get to the open world part of it maybe. And this almost makes me want to play not only the original one of this, but also the Horizon Zero Dawn and stuff like that, which I've never played that either. I always wait till like a sequel of a game comes out before I finally play the first part of it. And I totally would have with this if it was actually possible to do that. So everybody was evacuating, but we chose not to leave then because there were still soldiers outside, I guess. So now we wait, we sleep in the thing, nobody fucks with it, and then we're somehow able to escape now when the humans are back. Like, so we didn't leave because there were humans there. Now we're leaving because there's humans there. Like, what sense does that make? They came back, so let's go back to fucking sleep again, dude. What? Did our tank run out of power? So it's really good quality. You'll have to go to Waterworld. Yeah, did they have a Waterworld game? Fucking Kevin Costner flop movie. How much did it cost me? It cost me like $50 apparently, because they gave me like a $20 discount. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my first time buying something on the Epic Game Store, because I couldn't buy it on Steam. It's not even on Steam. But normally it would have said $70. You could kind of tell them apart by their hair, maybe. Your favorite game, HZD. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Yeah, this will have like a similar vibe with like all the low-tech, high-tech contrast of weapons. So you'll have a bow, but it'll have like a laser on it, or it'll be like some whatever primitive, low-tech, high-tech, futuristic stuff all in one. Which seems to be at least what those games are like, but maybe I don't know. I think I have it too. Like, I bought it once on my, like, so many games I do that with on a console and stuff. I'll buy it and then I'll never actually play it. Crouching, by which I mean becoming a human, am I right? Ha ha ha. Let's create some sort of animosity and make a RP where we're shitting all over humans the whole time. Dumb fucking clowns lost to one of their own kind. Literally one dude is all it took to fuck them all up. A dude in a wheelchair. Earth lost to a dude in a wheelchair. In a fucking incubation tank. Attention, if you see something, say something. In the event of security breach, follow these instructions. Proceed to basement level 1. Enter the nearest thing. You can see how I render the whole, like, oh, you're under time pressure. You got to get out of here. Completely redundant. In before something actually does happen and get me killed. Proceed to basement level 1. Nearest exit to the underground station unit 6. Traverse through the station diagonally through the space mark. Imagine if this actually helped me. Like, oh, everybody else would die here, but because I read this, now I'll know exactly what to do. U6, sector 11. Go through the next door and left through the exit which leads to Delta Lane. Make your way through the assembly point. Strip G6. Section 11. Obey military orders. They will ensure your safe evacuation. Select evac on your wayfinding LRTD module. It's always interesting what mechanics they choose to do here too, as far as like, I love how the doors are all not Navi size here, at least adult Navi size. But basically, it's like, you know, how they'll justify it. You'll have like some special thing that always tells you what to do, like a Pip-Boy type mechanic. In the event of security breach, it's going to be the same thing. Report all suspicious persons, objects, or incidents to SecOps immediately. MREs are all you need. Do not eat Pandoran flora and fauna. Well, that's a good thing in a way. Yeah, protect the environment. Don't fuck up the flora and fauna. We can agree with that, maybe. Like, even though these movies arguably have like some sort of inspired notion of, you know, oh, and you know, climate, whatever, protect the environment type of stuff. They're not really too preachy about that. Like they, you know, they're just movies that just tell a story, whatever. So that's at least one thing I like about the James Cameron style. Like, he understands the point. Like, yes, that's the premise, but that's about it. Then he just goes into whatever's actually happening in the story. He's not going to sit there and give you like a lecture on fucking, oh, fossil fuels are bad or something like that. PS5 version of this game, 109. Holy shit, dude. And yeah, why would you want it on PS5 anyway? Or I guess if you don't have a PC. It doesn't seem like my PC would struggle to run it too much, but I don't know if it like automatically eat food to gain energy, hold Q and consume food. Like, I don't know what settings it's actually on. I don't get what is showing me my, oh, there. Energy is the bottom gauge. Health is the top gauge. Let's see. 50% energy, bland, dry, and a bit past its expiration date. This basic ration is still edible and quite filling. So F would be to eat. Okay. The wheel is very much like a console type of mechanic too. You wouldn't need that. I could just hit the button and do it. But that's only because I ate the food, not because it really is advancing in terms of time. Could be our last supper, so we're really savoring it. Holy shit, it lets me walk around for 5 seconds and then another cutscene. Cinematic game, 10 out of 10, but you can understand at the beginning why it's like this. Those little luminescent things give you away. Is it gonna be Mercer again?
The children,
No.
they're alive.
Or no, it is him there.
Cortez. She always thought we were making pets and not soldiers. Get rid of them. One got out!
Really, dude? Really, you couldn't hit that fucking target? Holy shit, dude. Stormtrooper aim. That was so you could have just waited a second. You didn't even try to sneak out. Yeah, and you're a pretty big target. They're gonna turn him into the villain of the game, despite whatever, you know, other shit's going on Pandora. But this must be during the sequel, right? Because they said they came back. What if I didn't get through that? What would have happened? Jump higher or further, hold it to do a charge jump. Really? When do we ever see them do something like that? Oh yeah. I want to see if you can see in third person. Maybe they just won't let you do it yet or something. What did you expect? You're the main character. Yeah, but the way they showed that could have been a little better. I'm going to critique this almost like it is a movie. Like, that breaks your whole immersion right there, because the enemies are such clowns that it, you know, it makes everything feel like a farce. Like, you just have plot armor. Not that you actually overcame that in some sort of game theory, strategic, well thought out way. Ow. Play on PS5. Main character never gets hurt unless it's important to the story. Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi has the biggest plot armor ever. Like, fucking, he's hanging off a ledge, and Darth Maul has the high ground, and he always obligatory Star Wars reference in everything I do. You know, he's hanging off the ledge, and he just wins because he has to win, as Darth Maul just stands there and just takes it. And then also, even against Anakin, I have the high ground, even though that contradicts the previous thing. Or, like, you know, he just wins because he has to win, not because it actually makes sense. And then even in the show, apparently, there's like a moment where somebody saves him, like Cad Bane saves him in like the cartoon. But he's a dude who should have died many times over. Even Order 66, he gets shot into the water, luckily. Like, the luckiest fucking character in fiction history. V, right? The fuck? I feel like I was getting hit there, but I guess it doesn't matter. Or yeah, your skin is actually bulletproof because you're just that strong. This is making it feel kind of stupid though, in a way, like how it revolves too much around you. There should be other Navian shit going on. It shouldn't just be like, what if I try to walk up to them and punch them with my fist? I wonder if I could kill them and take their gun and turn it into a whole different type of experience. You realize how close you are to what's going on, dude?
Here, take this.
A radio?
Put it in your ear. It is tuned to our frequency.
You've been busy.
They were looking for you. They found me. You need to move. Now.
Wait, what's your name?
Saltleg, one of the last of my clan. I am here so you will not be the last of yours. Keep moving. Fast and quiet. Go.
What, through here? Or here?
Can you hear me?
I hear you. The soldiers are everywhere.
It's okay. Breathe. Look for a way out.
Now, some of this technology they already had too, like even radios. I think, I can't remember. Like, maybe they had this before humans even came there. It's not like they stole everything from them, because they had some way to communicate, I thought. I can't remember. Yeah, you would think, okay, if you want to be a pure Navi, then don't use any of the human technology. But no, instead you'll use it to fight against them, thereby proving their technological superiority over you. But some people would be too prideful to actually do that, to use it.
Sotlek, can you hear me? Where is everyone else? Did they get out?
I'm making sure they do. Are you safe?
For now, I think.
Let me worry about the others. Just keep moving.
Yeah, this is all happening because I took too long in that fucking cafeteria eating my food and derping around, clearly. I love when a game will suddenly surprise me and have that happen. Like, normally it doesn't matter if you, wait, oh. I thought it looked like you keep going there. Crouching will then make it harder for enemies to detect you. When they notice you, detector markers will fill up. Oh, this is going to be shit because I'm not going to know how the mechanic works, and then you're going to get fucked.
I'll give you a present. Yeah, that'll work.
The problem with sequences like this is it's so scripted, so if you just do the wrong thing, it's just guaranteed to fuck you over. So that's like them sort of detecting me, but not really. I mean, you are such a big target, it makes it kind of comical to think about.
That was close.
Find a way past the RDA soldiers. Okay.
Do not let them escape. Shoot to kill.
4 out of 10 difficulty. I got hit. On PSN profiles, roughly platinum is 70 hours long. Yeah, wait until you see me get it though. It'll be like 700 hours long. Just because of how slow paced I always do everything. How can it be 4 out of 10 difficulty? Like, what does that mean? Just like the game overall? But then there's even difficulty settings within the game itself. So how do you measure that? Yeah, these scripted parts can sometimes get me because I just either I derp around too long or something. You just have to do exactly what the game wants you to do.
I'll try to find a way through.
Stay watchful.
Escape, tap. Kind of like we're trying to tap out, am I right? What is that light? Oh, that's kind of scary effect, actually, right? Made it seem like somebody's flashlight was on me or something. When in doubt, just hit stuff with your fist, I guess. I don't know. That's a Navi's standard way to get through something. Just fucking punch everything with your fist. You would think it'd just be something in this room. Gonna be like that one game I played in the whatever Wednesday thing where I get stuck for like an hour in the spaceship where you're trying to get out or whatever. I can't remember even the name of it. Huh. Probably just something on a computer you have to hack or whatever. Oh, here we go. Sometimes I overthink it and make it too complicated. It's a linear scripted sequence at least. Like, oh, that'd be way too obvious. You know, was I even supposed to do that? I don't know. Which way am I even supposed to go? Even though I'm making fun of it for being linear. If I go exactly the wrong way, it'll fuck me over.
The commandos look intense, right?
I mean, he did see me, but what am I supposed to do? Run around in a circle, that's a good trick. Seems like you are kind of tanky at least, but... As if they wouldn't chase me either there. Like, oh no, I'm too small. I can fit through spaces where they can't, except it's the opposite. They can fit through spaces where I can't because I'm so big. At least your health kind of comes back, I guess? I don't really understand. Just get the fuck out of here, dude. How big is this fucking place?
How long were we asleep?
Apparently, like, close to 8 years. First major character death.
Gotcha. What'd you catch, Harding? You don't gotta worry about this one. It hasn't got anywhere near the fight its sister did.
Murder.
Well, look where it got her. Such a shame. They could have been of use once. But now there are no Navi ambassadors. Only Navi obstacles.
But how the fuck do you just deal with a mech like that? What, the mech's running away from just a random dude with a gun? You kind of showed that too briefly, so you couldn't really tell what was even happening with that.
Sola, are you okay?
Kind of too dark in here too.
That was way too close.
Or is this where I came from? I don't even know.
Sola.
Little parkour shit. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you can like hold the jump down. We're gonna die to like starvation or something like that. How do we do the wheel again? I can't remember. Q. Isn't the bottom bar supposed to be... Wait a second. Show details. Energy 50%. You would think it would tell me something. But I almost just died there anyway, too. The fucking... Whatever, like... I did aggro them, but you're just so tanky that it almost doesn't even matter. Gonna go play some War Thunder? Okay, see you later. Thanks. Punch them. Yeah, maybe I should have. Deliver us to the moon. It's not a hard game. Yeah, Deliver Us to the Moon I played kind of briefly there. This is always what I do. I'll just do like a first session and play it, and then I'll never continue it, which can get pretty expensive if every game is like this, where whatever, you're paying like $70 to play it for like an hour, 2 hours. Fuck, they gave me like a moment of hope that, oh, we're almost outside, but I just really want to see whether you can go in third person or not. You join you sometime in War Thunder? I thought we did play it the one time, or maybe I just played it. Period. Just because you asked me to, but... Yeah, we should play World of Tanks instead. They even copied the WT from it. Okay, here we go. Nice. So now, don't stall me out with any more story. When your energy is depleted, you'll stop recovering health. Consume food. Okay, so maybe that's all it does then? Like... Or is that just because I'm sprinting so much? Who needs to regenerate health when you can just play it like a man and just not even worry about it? What? But yeah, we are going to have all the trappings of an open world type of experience. Just get killed by that alone. Wander out and fight some high level thing that you're not meant to fight. New world knowledge entries. I mean, so you would think you can just kind of do whatever you want now. This should be enough, but you probably shouldn't do that still. They may have followed the stream, but I'm just going to follow wherever the fuck I feel like going. King Lore Forest. I wonder how much of this stuff is accurate to the universe, too. Just like... Whatever, like, are these actual places in the lore, and how would you know, and does it contradict stuff, and how does it have James Cameron's seal of approval? Probably seems like a bad idea. What if that's like an old god tentacle and it's gonna fucking kill me?
What happened?
I'm like inadvertently doing the objective just because it's in this general direction. But see, you almost shouldn't wander around, because even though it's tempting to do that, you're not meant to, and you're not strong enough, and you don't have any weapons. So like, it would be cool to do that, but you should probably get to the point where you really feel confident and then do it. There's all kind of hazards, like those things that keep blowing up on me. Yeah, you don't really have enough resources now to even be doing this. A message here from 2024. Make sure to check your phone. But for me, it won't even be 24 hours. It'll be 48 hours. Yeah, Happy New Year's to you too. Thanks. I gotta get it where I can see my chat kind of easier here. It's always like a weird angle with the setup. What did he even say to do? One of those mech things, catching me on fire. Fix it up and start using that. We can play as fucking diva role player over here. Does look pretty nice. I actually wonder what are my settings actually on here. Oh, I didn't even know there's co-op too. High custom. No, it should definitely be that, and then outgoing damage to RDA is low. Incoming damage is high. So does that mean those are going to be the only enemies in the whole game? Like, what about if I fight wildlife? Is that not a thing? That's so weird. Not saying you really make a point to try to do that, but there'll at least be a few things in nature that you probably have to fight. What's in graphics? Let's see. It is on high. Huh, that's kind of surprising. This is supposed to be like some sort of groundbreaking graphical achievement, and yet my shitty, whatever, my decent gaming laptop from 2020 is apparently enough to handle it seemingly without too much issue. Field of view is 80, which is actually kind of low. Whatever. Let's leave it there. Co-op photo mode settings. Ubisoft. This would be my first time playing an Ubisoft game in a while, though. Probably. I don't even remember what the last one was. Look for the fueling station northeast of the lake. It's always interesting to see how much they extrapolate on the story and the lore and stuff. These will all be just locations from the movies. Or they'll just kind of take liberties with it. That's always what happens with expanded universe type stuff. Speaking of Star Wars, again, like it turns stuff into a... It turns stuff into... like sort of bloated, where everything's supposed to mean something and be significant, and then it starts to feel like, oh no, just another day, we're going on another crazy zany mission and doing all these crazy things. Like, it doesn't matter. It makes everything like feel kind of routine and just negligible.
Over here.
Yes, because something always has to be happening and whatever.
Now you see what they kept you from.
Okay, see you later.
Your true home.
You saved me. You can't keep fighting. I will help you this time.
Oh, that's the line, like from the character creation screen, because you helped me before, or something like that.
You will need arrows. Wood in the underbrush is pliable. You will find it. Simply focus your senses.
My senses?
They taught you to be human, but you are not V. See the forest as I do.
X is to use in V senses, which sound like some sort of a hand-holding mechanic that I wouldn't even want to use. But no, it's like, what do you call it? Speaking of Ubisoft recycling their games over and over, this is like Far Cry all over again. We're going hunting.
You see, this is your home. It will speak to you, if you let it. Let your senses guide you.
Use your Navi senses and inspect any highlighted plants, animals, various objects by pressing that to get more information. We got a fucking internal scan log. Like, this is kind of a little contrived. Apparently none of this is actually scannable either. Craft arrows. Use your senses to find the archer's thicket. Huh? Nothing's really seeming to show up on that. Or there will be these like very high stakes, dangerous parkour moments where you get to fucking, you know, you'll fall off something and die. Like, our Navi resistant to fall damage or something. I guess I don't want to test it too much. You're supposed to use it to like scan plants or whatever, but I don't know how it's going to show me something here. Yeah, you have that little waypoint thing at the top too. Like, every fucking game in existence has that now. They copied Skyrim, which obviously that was by far not the first game to have that in there, but just somehow that's the one you think of with popularizing something. What is that? Poison breath spore. Spews toxic spores when a creature's approach is a defense mechanism. View in Hunter's Guide. So there'll be all this random flavor text on stuff written by interns that have nothing to do with the actual development of the game. Like, you always see that with... They just do it in a totally separate sense. Archer's thicket. Stick. Why couldn't I just get that anyway? Like, why would I have to...
I got it.
Now you have all you need to craft arrows as I do. Sharp enough to pierce human men.
To pierce men, but what about their armor and their mechs and shit? Like, how does the Nateri, his Jake Sully's wife, aka, how does she manage to shoot through like a helicopter and all this armor and shit and just blow it up? She must be using something a little bit more special than this. Craft 10 with one of those.
We should get out of here. Can you move?
Dapofed. I need a pod. From a Dapofed plant.
I'll find one. Don't worry.
Near the shore. They grow by water.
Okay. Forage for a Dapofed pod. They usually grow by the water. There's a lake nearby. Is it not the one that I was just at? M to open your map. Let's try to actually do it as a no map playthrough, just in the spirit of hunting and, you know, whatever, exploring the world, as we even chose the exploration thing setting for the game. We didn't die to aggroing those two guys earlier, despite the fact that it is on the highest difficulty. So they were maybe being a bit forgiving there. I hear like a helicopter. The fuck? Which means we could be going in a way we really shouldn't be doing. Inside search area. It's kind of giving you a little bit too much health though, despite the fact that I'm kind of afraid to like just jump down or whatever. I don't know to what extent you can really do that. Like, you should be able to just climb. Soldiers. Just kill them, take their gun, and then you're good, dude. You'll just use the assault rifle the whole game, because that's all the enemies are going to use is the same exact ammo, like in Far Cry 3 with the fucking whatever. With the you could seek out combat there, but okay, now you got to hit that first and then do it. I kind of don't like this aspect. So somewhere by the water, we should find one of those pods, and it's not like I have to do it here. Maybe the game is just going to go easy on you at the beginning, but it does feel like, you know, I don't know how bullet spongy these guys are going to be. I shouldn't even fuck with them. Or I need like some sort of melee stealth kill capability too. Or let me guess, the ones that you have to get are going to be right next to those clowns, which is why they're scripted to appear there in the first place. Figure out where they could be located. I mean, they're obviously around here. Come on, they got to throw me a bone and have one here somewhere. It's confusing because there's so many, the majority of things are not going to appear in this, so you have to guess which ones will appear. Like, you know, like, why can't you scan this or that or the other thing? That's obviously just where those humans were, I'm sure. We can find those little archers thicket things and keep making arrows, so that alone should allow us to go around and do whatever I want without needing to whatever, ever have to do the story stuff. But this was haven't been this excited for a Navi since Ocarina of Time. That's how they say it, is more like Navi instead of Navi. The Zelda fanboys over here. I mean, you would think it's just one of these, which means I could get it without even killing them.
There's some Navi tribe that eat RDA soldiers.
How did I get stuck with you?
But how do you actually pick it up, though? What the fuck?
Can't wait to exterminate them blue bastards.
I'm gonna end up getting killed because of this. This is the thing. So what do you have to do? The fruits of this have a powerful property. So what?
You love the sound of your own voice, don't you?
Okay, E grab. Why is it doing it like that? What? Is that enough? Return to him. I kind of do want to kill these guys just to see, but I should have the discipline not to. Or I guess what we showed before is we could easily run away. Oh shit. We one hit him. It's worth it to try that. Oh shit. The aim is actually very easy. There's no like recoil wind up type of shit. Although I guess that is the point of a bow, that it shouldn't have that. But give me your gun. Oh, this is one of those contrived bullshit elements. I just killed 3 people, so take their assault rifle and just go wild with it. Even if you want to say, oh, this character doesn't know how to use one or something. You wouldn't know how to use a bow either if you're in the fucking school military thing the whole time. That's so stupid. So you can't pick it up, even just to use it for later, to try to learn how to use it. So at least it was worth checking that, because now we know that stuff is kind of squishy, at least for now. But I was worried because of the difficulty, it might be like somehow bullet spongy and we'll just get fucked. But at least, see, by fucking up earlier too and aggroing the two, at least we know we could just run away and it's not that hard.
There are
Now,
more soldiers.
his next mission is going to be, oh, you know, Darth Vader role player. His next mission is going to be, oh, get a gun from one of the humans. Like, we couldn't have just done that there. Their gun broke magically with the last shot that they fired before they died, which they didn't even fire one because...
No! He won't let them take him alive.
Rescue from the fueling station. But how the fuck are we gonna deal with the mech? Seems like a terrible idea. I don't know what I'm doing. We're already fighting like a little fucking mini boss battle. Good thing their aim is almost as dog shit as mine. Or what's gonna happen is I'm gonna actually run out of arrows, aren't I? We can heal apparently with what though? Who? Oh shit, I didn't even see him there. Okay, it's because we don't have actually arrows. Oh, this is a bad spot. Are we gonna actually die? Or we do get this auto regen health. We ran out of arrows, which means I probably wasn't meant to play it so combat focused. Come on, we should be like in stealth mode now. Anyway. They're not like super good at following up and trying to detect you. Is this an archer's ticket thing, please? Stick, yeah. So you can make like 10 arrows with one stick. Imagine that. They apparently know exactly where I am. But it's such a nice, huge jungle that you can totally play a guerrilla warfare and just... You can always get away. Now it'll have that stupid Ubisoft thing, which some games do. Like, oh, you went out of the mission area, so you failed. Haha. That's literally the whole point of the game, is like... to use like the environment and stuff to your advantage. We should go and craft a bunch of shit first of all. And then we get to let's see, how do we do this again? F 20 arrows. Yeah, so I just got kind of cocky and overestimated how good that was actually going to be. We were doing a decent amount of damage even to the mech. We were just shooting right through the fucking glass at the guy. So apparently those things are not super well armored. So now they've lost a little bit of awareness of where I am. And that guy's almost dead. I didn't see where the one guy was at all somehow. Okay, let's not take too much fall damage here. Yeah, I thought it was supposed to give me less UI in this mode because it's like exploration mode, but instead it's giving me so much. There's the one dude there. I like how you can just one-shot the humans though overall. Yeah, this fucking mentor of ours fucked us over though. He didn't give us enough arrows. He's like, oh yeah, 10's gonna be enough. But I guess if you play it stealthy, it probably would be. I'm just going buck wild and killing. I killed the 3 of the beasts that you probably didn't even have to kill. Or you clearly didn't have to because I got the thing and then I just killed them just to see what it would be like. Talk about not wasting anything. You get 1 stick. How the fuck you make 10 arrows from 1 stick? I saw like the arrow there, but I don't get it. Damn, your accuracy is fucking amazing though. Okay, the mech is kind of scares me a little bit. Ring around the rosy here, little Scooby-Doo moment. You definitely are faster than them. Or at least when they're so confused and trying to find you. So they'll go to your last known location or whatever. We don't want to get too close to the mech, and we were doing a pretty good amount of damage to it. Maybe you don't even have to hit it through the glass like that. Oh shit. Kind of just face tainted a little bit too much. How do we keep healing? Like with what? Is that just a mechanic or are we actually using an item? We don't have anything. I don't get it. Is that just like some kind of cheese that you can just choose to heal whenever you want? Like, do you have it? You should at least be able to loot something from the mech. But oh no, we destroyed it so completely that we won't be able to salvage it, of course. There's no way that you could potentially strategically kill them. And in the philosophy of Navi, like, oh, don't waste anything. You should not waste the mech, and we could just go around in that and we'd be invincible. But no, it's going to be like the Far Cry thing where you can just keep bandaging. You get shot like a million times all over your body, and you just bandage your arm over and over again, and that'll do it. Oh yeah, I didn't even know where the fuck he is.
Do you have it?
He was just there the whole time. I thought he was like being abducted somewhere or something. Yeah, do I have it? Like, where the fuck is it? Let's see. Food is tea. Yeah, I'm confused actually what that healing mechanic was, to be honest. Need materials. I don't even know what that is. I did get one, but now I don't know what. Return to him. He's waiting at the fueling station. Maybe. Oh, maybe I somehow used it myself. That's what I was questioning about the. Well, at least now we've done the combat aspect, so we can just go and whatever. You have to like identify each one first before you pick it up, which is a little bit annoying. But see, with these arrows alone, we feel like we're invincible because they're one-shotting stuff and we can kill a mech with it. That was almost anticlimactic in a way. Like, how could you, how could you kill that thing already so early on? We don't even know what we're doing. We just came out of the, whatever, the little school, and we're just already able to do this shit. Let's see, you gotta hit the X, you gotta hit this. Miss Bloom. Some of the stuff is going to be poisonous, or we're going to be so fascinated by it and then end up getting killed. Like, oh, this poisonous thing. And while I'm reading the flavor text, we'll get killed. So hopefully I was using this to heal, and it wasn't like, just something you can spam. But it's not really. Health pouch is full. You can only carry like 2 of them. I haven't even looked at that at all, but where does it show it in terms of this? It doesn't even show it at all. Okay, look at the pouch. Pouch is empty, but you just said it was full. I just want to see like where that's going and how we're even using it. What? Some random predator is on the loose, which these kind of random dynamic open world events could be fun to deal with, but you hear that sound in the woods. This is like one of those clickbait YouTube videos. Some random hunter is in the woods, and then he heard this. You won't believe what he heard. What would you do if it was you? Let's see if we can kill those things, which you should be able to. But that means those things aren't going to do more or less damage because they're not considered the RDA. So it's weird that it says it like that in the thing. All I want to do is actually see like where that shit is going. Okay, we broke our rule of that, but I don't really want to actually look at it. So it's not showing that in the pouch, right? Like you have food is empty, gear and weapons, cooking ingredients, weapon, gear, all. It's either bugged out or it just doesn't show you. I almost want to damage myself a little bit just to see like how that's working. It doesn't show up here, it doesn't show up there. It'll probably tutorialize that maybe coming up now, but it's confusing because they obviously are like, oh, give it to him, and then where did it go? But it's not a quest specific item. I guess I was just munching it onto myself because I was about to die a couple times there. I had an easier time fighting the mech than the humans because he's such a big target and he's so conspicuous, whereas the humans I got kind of lazy and just stood there. There's not really much music so far. It's like very just ambient sounds.
This is how we heal.
I know, I just did it twice. Didn't you see me almost fucking die like a clown and have to gobble it up right in front of you and tease you with it? Totally not gonna abuse that mechanic.
You have no song cord.
We had my mother's, but they stole it.
We must change that.
Wait! What should I do now?
Do? You must discover your own way, Sarentu. And until then, join the resistance. But hear me. Those humans have the same enemy, but we're not the same. are too close. Go. I'll meet you at base camp by the waterfall.
So now we'll go risk our life for the fucking song chord thing. Completed Pandora. I guess we beat the game then. Haha. So you can keep picking up these. I don't know how many of these you can have. Navi sense of navigation. Okay, quest locations. I kind of wouldn't even want to play it like that. We should play it like a true open world thing. By which I mean ignore all the prompts and everything, and whatever you find, you just find. Because even with the bow now, I feel like I can do anything. So I hope there's all these random human encounters and stuff like that just happen. The only problem that I'm having is that little dissonance of feeling like, oh, you don't want to spam that. I'm assuming that's what it was, but it's not showing me anything. Like, you go to the pouch. Combat strength 11. Combat strength is a measurement of your efficiency and survivability against the dangers of Pandora and against the RDA. Improve by crafting better equipment or acquiring new items at the artisans. Completing quests and activities will also do it. How the fuck does that make sense, dude? Where would it be showing that? Because that would have been the time to tutorialize it if you're using it on him. Now you arguably should be able to explore around, but you just won't. Health pouch full, but how do you know? Where the fuck do you see that? You would think it would show up here if anything. Weapons is just that. You can make a whole bunch of those, but I guess maybe I have too many already. Yeah, we have 20 out of 20. Or now it's even spoiling. Like, I'm trying not to use waypoints or anything, but even on the exploration mode, it won't let me turn this off. So it's located at the top of the waterfall. Find a way to climb the cliffs. Like, don't fucking tell me that. Let me just explore, and if I find it, I find it.
The waterfall. Resistance base must be above it.
How would you know that? Oh, because the tooltip told you. Haha, breaking the fourth wall. Like, he said it's by the water or something, but not like that. Not that specifically. Yeah, we get a little bit of parkour action type shit going on here. Let's see. Keep climbing these things. Those are always going to be very conspicuous as far as stuff you can climb up, or maybe I'm wrong. You do get these little high-powered super jump type things, though. Let's see. Divine Light here, so you would think there'd be another one that's going to correspond with this a little bit. You can jump up there, or you keep kind of bouncing on the tree there, but that's probably not what you're meant to do. I guess it does let you at least wander around a little bit here, but it still feels like you're basically in the tutorial to the extent that you're not really able to, I don't know, like you could wander around, but I don't know how much it's gonna really punish you. Fire at a closed lift vine to cause its vine to drop. Oh, see, like that I should have been able to figure out. Right, because it looked like that was going to be it, but I didn't really think of doing that. As much as I'm complaining about it giving you the tool tip, stop holding my hand. I'd rather get stuck, but just turn off the UI completely. Jump even further, perform a charge jump while sprinting. Okay. Okay, you're not gonna die or anything if you fuck it up. That didn't seem to even come close to doing it. Or grab onto the, oh shit. Grab onto the fucking vine there in the middle and swing across. Game is going to be like Dark Souls. It's not going to have any music at all. We could hunt those things. I just want to see how the medicine pouch thing works, because I hate that sort of psychological feeling that you're going to cheese the game and keep healing no matter what, but I don't want to damage myself on purpose just to see that either. Maybe the inventory is just not properly tutorialized yet. See, this is the power of the open world game, is you can do everything in a generic sense. Like, this doesn't have to be actually part of the story. Remember that time when that one Navi killed like 1 million deers and 1 million RDA and just fucking derped around the world for like 100 years. Oh wait, that never happened in the lore, but yet the game will allow you to theoretically do that. One hitting all these clowns with my arrows. What is that? Gather, pull. We're gonna get a QT for this. Gathering on Pandora requires careful approach to avoid damaging plants. You gather plants, gently press that, and rotate until you notice the pull. Okay, leopard palm. Pristine condition. That's actually kind of a cool mechanic, though, to show the expert skills of a hunter gatherer type. Rebreathers at all times.
It is soundproof, Bria.
Sorry, filter got stuck. Jin thinks he's got it figured out now. Oh my gosh, another one. I am so glad you're here since, you know, there's so few of you left. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Welcome to Resistance HQ. Right. Sorry. Oh well, Nati Kamie. What?
When energy is depleted, use your senses by holding X. Eat food.
That went well. They like you. Everything's fine. Just breathe it out.
This tutorializes the stupid inventory. That's all I want to see it do. Ouch. We have this here. What is this? Cooking ingredients. Where is the medicine shit supposed to go? I don't get it. Maybe it just won't keep track of that, which is kind of dumb. It's just like my OCD tendency coming out, or I want to see what's causing me to heal, and just that I'm not cheesing it. Maybe that's good enough. Can I like leave the base so well? Oh, come on. Fuck off. Or no, it will. I'm just being impatient. Like, if we eat the food, like, let's just do it, and then it actually makes you go through a number of steps, though, right? You have to go there, and then hit it. Now, let me hurt myself a little bit, which will possibly get me killed, but whatever. And then, like, I just want to find some combat or something here. Let's fight a wild animal. So we'll get hit by something and just test how many times I can heal, I guess. Your health regenerates on its own only if you're like well fed or whatever. But other than that, I don't think you really have to worry about it too much. But yeah, this isn't the way of water. You are still gonna drown, right? Even those ones have a limit to how long they can breathe, but it's like it doesn't seem like you can really use third person perspective either, even though it seemed like you could. That's maybe one thing I actually should look up, like in the controls. Current's actually pretty strong. You can't really push against it too well. You have to like sprint while swimming. Yeah, this is totally gonna end up feeling like, oh, Far Cry with Avatar skin, but it doesn't really feel like that. It's just like you can't help but think of that with Ubisoft. So we already killed one of those mech things, so that was kind of early and surprising. Does seem pretty good, and I would love to try the other one now, and Horizon Zero Dawn and other kind of low-tech maybe games like this. But, yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn totally copied Avatar, even though, I mean, in a way you could say it's maybe inspired by that type of universe, but it's not like there's no other things like that. It's just, it is kind of a rare category, like where they take a low-tech approach to something. Okay, good. That's at least a way that you can test this. I finally found a way to damage myself. The art of a hunter. You have to deliberately damage yourself to be able to master the environment rather than... Just let it sting. Let it sting. We're building our pain resistance. Okay, now Z to heal. But Z to heal with what? With what? Like, can I just keep doing that forever? Build our pain tolerance. We're getting a Zenkai boost. Like fucking Vegeta when he asks Dende or somebody to hurt him. Or no, Dende to heal him after somebody hurts him. You just keep doing that over and over and cheese it. This is exactly what you got to do. Look at that. 0 out of 10 game is clipping through the fucking thing. Through the tree. Or maybe you have to move to get that to really happen. Maybe it's showing it somehow and I'm just blind and I'm not seeing like where the healing items actually are. Or maybe you can just do it as much as you want, which is totally a cheese bullshit mechanic that I don't like. You can't do it now. So that's all I want to see is like... Usually it's by the water. Those, I mean, you're going to auto heal anyway, but... Okay, that always shows you there's a limit. Maybe it's those two little things there. Like right next to the health bar that I'm not even looking at. There's like two little circles. How do I get down from here? I missed the PVZ here. Yeah, that was yesterday. It wasn't really anything too special or long though anyway, but... Captain Combustible is trying to earn his keep in my rotation of heroes, though. Ever since getting him. I don't think I'll ever even get another one either. Everybody wanted me to buy, like, all the packs for the, whatever, Huge Giganticus and the other guy. Beta Caratina, but it's such a low chance I don't even want to bother with it. I end up just wasting all my gems on nothing. I'd rather save them for a potential Bad Moon Rising sighting. Which I'm sure is going to happen by the end of the playthrough. That'll literally be like the finale. If I just get Bad Moon Rising, I beat the game. How did I get up this high? So we kind of saw that we ran out of healing stuff, so now I just want to actually see if those things fill up at the bottom, because apparently I'm blind, although the UI is kind of nondescript like that. Sometimes, like, it won't show it until you actually take damage or something. Take a bit of a chance here, I guess. You'll end up in some hard lock position where all you can do is fall down to your death, and you can't get back up. Which actually almost seems like where we're at right now. Holy shit. Okay. Fuck, we probably would have fallen on where I just was anyway, but... Holy shit, we need one of those vines or something to escape. I don't know if I should have to, like, quit out in a town or something instead of just in the wild, because that feels like you could be in the middle of some dangerous moment about to die, and then you just quit out to, you know, escape like that. A lot easier to climb up than it is to go down, because you could just... Okay, maybe this will be one, or no, this is just some random resource to pick up. Gentle pull. You gotta hold that, and then you just gotta go in the direction of it. It makes it kind of too obvious with showing you the prompt for it, though. You should just have to guess for it. Nightleaf branch. Longbow crafting material. Yeah, when do I actually get an assault rifle or something that I could have taken off any of the humans that we already killed? They didn't even consider it. Like, oh no, we can't pick that up because blank blank. No, you just can't do it because you're not ready for that in the gameplay yet. It'd make it too easy or something, even though we're already one-shotting them with the bow. And this is even on the highest difficulty, but I guess you won't really be able to notice that right now. Like, it reduces the damage that you do to them, but if you're one-shotting them, 100 minus 0 is still 0 or whatever, like... Why the fuck is it so hard to get out of here? I wonder if I jump all the way from like here into the water, if that would kill me or not. Yeah, we have to go by the water and actually look, and we'll at least confirm how the healing mechanic works. But But I do like that. See, we do like this little open world exploration experimentation by deliberately finding something that damages myself in a controlled way, like the mushroom or the spike or whatever. So now we're not in any danger of actually dying because we're doing it by choice, but then that helps me learn how the mechanic actually works. So in a real world survival sense, that would show you that, like, okay, you're doing it in such a way to learn the way that nature works and to test something and to experiment and to train yourself so that you're better prepared when it's actually something that you can't prevent. Okay, go ahead, ride this shit down, go to the beach. So I guess we could use the base as like a checkpoint if I wanted to do that. What is that? Probably nothing hostile yet that they would just throw at you, but then again, the amount that I would just explore around is kind of... I like how they try to explain that too. Oh, it's not just the game giving you tooltips and UI and all this kind of stuff. It's just your heightened Navi senses that are telling you what to do in nature and stuff like that. So where are those little things that we use to heal him? This, which it seems like they're not really going away when I pick them up. So you could just do it an infinite amount. Ah, it was there the whole time. See, I'm actually blind. You have two. That is confusing, though. They could just show it to you in your proper inventory. Like, it even shows that, oh, your pouch is full, but it doesn't show up here at all. There's those two little fucking dots on the bottom. What is that? What is that? Or that's like a... Fuck. That's like a good natural thing. Nature will teach you. Oh, you were gonna run into that yourself and get blown up by it, but a deer did it first, so now you can learn from that moment. It didn't even seem to kill the deer, but that was kind of comical. Or that's like how we started. We just run into like two of those back to back, but nothing seems to be able to kill us. We can only heal twice then, so at least I like that. Because if it lets you just cheese and do it infinitely like a Far Cry or something, that does kind of ruin the whole experience. We can't really seem to find a lot of humans just by wandering around. And I haven't really fought any wildlife so far. You would think that's not really a big part of the game, but it is going to try to tell you, okay, learn how to hunt so that you can get food and whatever, skin stuff, and make bags from it for your quiver or whatever. The way that, obviously, you do in Far Cry a lot. Everything is a Far Cry comparison. This would have been Far Cry 7, but instead they decided to just put the avatar skin and everything over it. Oh, that time we did it even better, where we didn't have to grab onto the ledge somehow. But that was one game that had like a parkour element that I didn't expect, was like Titanfall. The way that when you're out of the suit, you're kind of jumping around and flipping around and doing all these crazy things. What is this one? Inspect... Flora spiny whip, a methane scented plant with tendril like whips on its top. But you're literally getting that just for flavor, or maybe there'll be some other way to harvest it later or something, but it's confusing because you think about the net sum of plants in the world or objects to interact with. The majority of them are not going to be interactable at all. Like, you won't even be able to scan them. Then some of them will be scannable but not pick upable, and then some of them will be scannable and pick upable, but you still have to scan them first before you can pick them up. You'll never see a prompt that just tells you to pick it up immediately as you just go by. Like, can we scale up the top of this with our crazy parkour abilities? This is going to be like the radio towers in Far Cry. Like, where you go up to the top of it. Or like the... Whatever. Some towers in... Assassin... Oh, really? You don't know how to climb a ladder, dude? This alien human technology is beyond our comprehension. Or it's too small for us, I guess. You know, you climb up to the top and it reveals a part of the map or something. That's totally going to be a mechanic here. Ubisoft Special 1 million, or there were these things here all along for all my time to go down to the water there. Yeah, like what if I just fought something around here and then you would just keep having these at your disposal? Because it doesn't seem like they run out or anything. This should kind of despawn for a bit and then regrow once you take them. Okay, whatever. That, at least we got to a semi-open world part of the game, but it still doesn't feel like you can really do too much with it. Or maybe you just have to go like deeper into the jungle, which I do feel kind of like you're already invincible because your arrows do seemingly so much damage. But it doesn't seem all that hard, at least from the perspective of, you know, being on the highest difficulty. They're at least starting it off pretty easily. So how does it tell you whether it's saved or not? Like, you would think it would save right there, but it doesn't make it super clear. Let me see. Online. Like, why do you even need to be online to play this, though? 9:51 a.m. Huh. It seems kind of light on certain elements. Like, it doesn't seem like a bad game, but it seems maybe like they could have, I don't know. Something just seems like simplistic almost about it a little bit. Season pass, fuck's sake. 2 upcoming story packs, the Skybreaker and the Seekers of the Spires. Also get immediate access to like there's some sort of template style that Ubisoft always does, where they like I like the way they would do DLC. They would like do the game would be, you know, the game would come out, then they would do like one serious DLC, and then they would do like one off the wall one, or maybe just only an off the wall one, like Blood Dragon, where it's like some sci-fi futuristic crazy thing that has nothing to do with the actual game, or Valley of the Yetis or something like that for Far Cry 4. So it's like some it takes a serious realistic universe, Assassin's Creed, where you have to go against hunt a Leviathan or something. I think there was something like that in Assassin's Creed 3 or whatever. A lot of these games I haven't even played, but just that I've somehow heard about or seen spoilers on. So like, yeah, you go through Far Cry 3, which takes place in a semi-realistic setting at least, but then, oh, let's go fight dragons or something crazy. So it takes that and it adds like some sort of a zany kind of crazy thing to it, almost like Red Dead Undead Nightmare, the way that they, you know, you take the serious Western universe, but now let's put zombies in there. Okay, see you tomorrow.